Welcome to the second WebWay video blog. This month we're going to be talking about communications technology. Conrad, can you tell us a little bit about communications technology, where we've come from, where you think we're going to, and the pros and cons for alarm transmission?
Sure thing. First thing is really in the UK there are only really a few types of cost-effective, pervasive two-way communication options for consumers and businesses. The first one of those really is fixed line copper and fibre networks, still mainly provided by BT. The second being cellular radio by the mobile operators. And the third one really is two-way satellite communications, such as the Astra 2 and KA-SAT services. Right. They're still a little bit outside of the price ranges compared to those former two.
Yeah, sure. So there's really two key options. The real benefit being, you know, a sort of a standardised, commoditised service from the major service providers on fixed line or mobile, from the big brands, from the big service providers, and because they're volume services based on standard communications technology, makes it ideal for alarm transmission and signalling in general.
That's right. Yeah, the fixed line and the cellular really are the main players here. The technologies really on the PSTN side, for example, are exactly that, the 4 kHz PSTN, going right up to the newer VDSL part fibre options, which are coming onto the market now. Really the differences there are the ever-increasing bandwidths. It's the same story really on the cellular side as well. You've gone from the GSM side all the way up to now LTE, the 4G options. And of course it's all about improving those bandwidths, you know, and pretty sharply at that.
Yeah, so really what we're looking at from an alarm transmission point of view is that all of the technologies are getting better, faster, and generally cheaper in terms of their data transmission. And what the user can expect from this is that it's gradually the same kind of experience over a mobile network as they get off a very high speed landline, fixed line network.
That's where it's going, definitely. I mean, you mentioned costing there. The other key difference to these services, other than the technology and obviously the bandwidth, is the charging models. With the circuit switched technology such as GSM, such as PSTN, you're really on a kind of pay-as-you-go system, because that connection has to be made end-to-end for the duration of the data exchange. That can lead to fairly high costs, unexpected high costs, as time goes by.
Yeah, so it's really a pay-as-you-use type service.
Right.
You're dialing up and then you're using the network resources ad hoc. So consequently, you know, anything you use ad hoc is really, you know, always going to be a little bit more expensive. But something that you contracted in for, the network providers can better manage the traffic across the network. That's
right. When you move to packet switch technologies, such as GPRS and DSL, you're then splitting those data packets into exactly that, small chunks, and those are using the bearer much more efficiently and really allowing an always-on service. Which really gives you that predictable monthly or annual cost.
Absolutely. So we've talked about communications technology, and we've sort of ended up at a place where the higher bandwidths of the digital technologies, you know, provide a more predictable cost for applications. So things are getting better, faster, and cheaper. But if I look at it from the context of the security industry, you know, if I've got just an alarm panel and I want to send data to the alarm receiving centre, I can still do that with a sort of a point-to-point PSTN line. But if I start to look at a premises that might have intruder, fire, imaging from cameras, CCTV, building management systems, I guess if I was using PSTN, I'd probably need an individual line for all of them if I wanted that kind of quality of service. So what would you do in that kind of situation?
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, one of the problems with circuit switch data is that both applications at the near and far end have to be engaged at the same time, usually preventing communication by other applications while that's continuing. The key really is to move to packet switch data technologies, where many devices are able to efficiently use the one trunk going to a far end or multiple far ends.
So you can take sort of multiple applications in a single site, use the same connection all effectively at the same time if need be, and get that data back to an alarm receiving centre or potentially other destinations,
That's it.
depending on how it can be routed.
That's right, and that way you're reducing your costs, you don't need multiple lines, and you're really increasing functionality.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously if you've got an integrated solution, you could be using these now higher speed radio systems to deliver that same experience as we were saying before.
Exactly the same experience, yeah, the analogy is perfect.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
We've been talking about communications then and the pros and cons of PSTN and packet-based systems. What are the risks when we apply this to a security point of view?
Yeah, to a premises, I mean, you've got two key forms of attack really. You can obviously disable the communications. That could be a line cut or a signal jam. And you can also look at the implications of cutting the power to a premises. So these are things that can happen external to a premises before an attack. So obviously these things have different levels of sophistication. So if you're a premises that if you're worried about a line cut and a jam or power, then you've clearly got a certain risk. A dual path system is always going to be of great benefit to you, because if someone's going to go to those lengths to disable the system, you're going to get two events back at the alarm receiving centre to generate your confirmation. So even if someone's able to cut the line, jam the signal, kill the power, you'll have already got a well monitored dual path system to report confirmed alarm at the ARC. If you're of a lower risk and you're really considering single path system, which would only really generate ever a key holder response, then on PSTN you're generally polling just once a day with something like a digi, and the panel has some battery backup in it, and the line is also powered. The problem is that if you get a line cut, you're still not going to know for many hours. Doesn't matter whether the power is on or the power is off. You still got a major problem. If the attack is power, takes another level of sophistication. There's another level of risk to the intruder, and you're also likely to knock out a lot more premises. So immediately when you get into power, you're into an even more heightened risk, which we've said really you want to go for dual path anyway. But if you look at the solutions, if you really want a single path solution that is pretty much protected from power and from cuts and things, you probably want to consider going for a well-installed radio solution, either GPRS or 3G GPRS, something like that, that's polled much more regularly. And if the power goes, you've still got communications on that radio side for the duration of the battery backup. And it's more difficult for the intruder to cut. They'd have to use a jammer, which is difficult to come by. So it really does depend on your risk. Depends on what you're trying to achieve with the signalling solution. At the higher risk end, go for dual path every time. If you're of a very low risk, then either fixed line IP or a well installed radio solution is the way to go. So thanks to Conrad, and thanks to you for listening. Communications technology is continuously evolving. We'll try and keep you up to date with the latest developments. But as you can see, there's a place for all these different technologies in the security market, and it really depends on the profile of your risk and the number of applications that you want to use on any network to decide on which communications you use for your premises and your security requirements. Thank you.